Hi, it's Jen from Girl Don't Panic, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is basically tools to connect with the divine. So I have brought out my wonderful pendulum, okay? So I have a story about my pendulum, and we're going to teach you how I use it, and then I'm going to show you how other people use it, because there are variations and you need to do what feels comfortable for you and what works for you. So first thing I figured we'd do is shuffle and get Archangel that we're going to work with. So Papa, Sun Masters, Angels, we ask that you help us to tune into who we need to work with. Uriel. Okay, so Archangel Uriel is about learning things, so he is actually pretty perfect for what we're about to do. So we could add in Metatron, and we could add in Raziel, but that's just because it's a Stoic stuff. But learning, remembering, studying, brilliant ideas, this is all Uriel. Okay, so when I work with Uriel, so I'm trying to figure out, I'm going to put out a little video with all the different angels that I did up. So I do art with angels, and sometimes it's family, friends, sometimes it's complete strangers, sometimes it's celebrities that I turn into angels. But basically they have the right feel that I'm trying to convey, and that's the reason that I use them. So Uriel is lovely, and I actually used Ziggy Marley for my Uriel, and he looks amazing. And it is that joy, that vibrance that I bring to the stage, knowledge and wisdom, but in a really beautiful, empowering way. So the stone I associate with him is diamond. You can also say citrine really works well with his energy, but I normally put citrine with Archangel Gabriel, so therefore he had to have a specific different stone. Sunflowers, and that bright yellow is his color, and he is the knowledge of God is what his name means. Okay, so Archangel Uriel. And the next one that I thought we'd jump at, so this is that's the Archangel deck, and this is daily guidance with your angels. And I love the color of the back of the cards. So this will actually have more of a message that I forgot. I'm sorry. It says brilliant idea. Yes, your ideas are divinely guided. Please take action to bring them into fruition. And this has a lovely, I'm assuming these are supposed to be like the cute little baby cherubim. Sorry. We're going to talk about angels next time. So we're going to talk about the 9 choirs, and we're going to talk about the different main archangels. But you're going to find out that the cherubim, oh my, they do not look like cute little babies. They have 4 heads, a lion, an ox, a human, and an eagle. And they have 4 wings, and they're pretty badass. So yeah, no, not baby cute sweet little things, but we have a stork and we have babies. And it says a change in direction. The changes you're experiencing are divinely directed. You directed by your newborn willingness to open your heart and to love, and our guidance to open your heart to love, and our guidance. There we go. That makes sense. You are protected now and in the future, so follow your path to the happy outcomes you desire. So that's pretty sweet. Okay, so the pendulum, so obviously cards, it works on basically math. Math honestly works into everything, doesn't matter, because it's all about frequency, vibration, and yeah, so everything on that level works. So we when you try to figure out how come things do certain things, so there's a lot of entrainment in entrainment is a scientific principle. It talks about when you have two things together, so we're going to call me and we're going to call the stone the second. So if the stone, in this case this is moonstone, if the stone has a better or more a stronger vibrational rate, okay, it will then change the rate of whatever is beside it, so they'll equal out. So if it's higher, it'll bring the other up so that it's the same. Okay, so that's entrainment. And that's actually how crystal therapy works. It's actually how essential oils work, a lot of it. So basically we're making energy match. Okay, so with cards, it's about when when I tune into the cards, okay, the cards know that who is ever going to see this video ever, because that's divine, not the cards themselves, but the energy that helps me find the right cards. Okay, so everything is made up of this same spirit, and so when I tune into my higher self, it's also connected to their higher self, because we're all connected, if that makes sense. So if you want to call it the subconscious is the global conscious, you're getting it's different terms, right? But basically on a certain level, we're all together, we're all the same, we're all made out of the same stuff. There is no difference between you and me. And so when we look at it that way, tuning into the energy of the people that will see this and watch this, it's pretty simple. Okay, so I have used this particular pendulum forever, and just so you know, you can use any chain or string even and just put a stone on it. Okay, so the trick and the fundamental, I'm going to shift the camera just a little bit because I want you to see the fact that my arm isn't moving. So one of the things you're going to learn is you tuck it in, because your arm's going to get tired. Okay, and you don't want to influence what the pendulum does or doesn't do. Okay, so one of my favorite stories with the pendulum is I actually taught my dad and my stepmom how to use it, and then we had phone calls from my grandma the whole night, who had of course been dead for a while, so it was kind of cool. But what happened was I knew that it was going to tell me, oh, you can also set it on something, so you don't have to have it against your body, you can also set it on something. But the point is this arm is not allowed to move, it's only the pendulum. Okay, so move it back, sorry about that. And so there's no way I can do this. Okay, anyhow, so show me a yes, please. Okay, so it's making a circle. Show me a no. And that's straight back and forth. So that's how I interpret it. So how I used it that night was I knew it was going to tell me that my grandma was hanging around, because of course this was my grandma's house that my dad now lived in. So yeah, and also of course it's her child, so she's gonna be hanging around watching, making sure he's okay. And I get messages from her all the time still. So she's one of the memes that I love and see that's beautiful is actually your grandmother's prayers are still protecting you. And I truly believe that. So, anyhow, so I started with the ABCs and I said, okay, so who's hanging around? And so I let it start. And I said, okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Yeah, see, but I knew it was going to do that. That night, I knew it was going to do that too. But, so we got to L, and then we did E, and then we got to N. Now, because I'm a Jennifer, and I've always gone by Jen, Jenna, or something else, but normally I always put in two N's. So I had always spelt my grandmother's name with two N's. So Lena, in my mind, was L-E-N-N-A. And of course, it's not. It's L-E-N-A. So I'm expecting it to keep going to the next N, which of course is way down the alphabet. It's nowhere near just A. So I get to A, and all of a sudden it starts doing a circle. And of course, they start crying. And I'm like, damn, well, you can tell that I didn't do that because I thought her name had another N in it. So it's very, very interesting. You can do yeses and nos. You can have a complete conversation. What I would suggest is that when you use the stone or the pendulum, that you then ask for another form of guidance to confirm what you learned with the pendulum. Okay, so you can do yes and no. That's the most simplest. Some people have it so that so I have a circle and then I have back and forth. So circle, yes, back and forth, no. Some people have it clockwise and counterclockwise is yes and no. You can do it whatever way feels right to you. The essential and basically the skill that you're learning is not moving your hand. Okay, so show me a yes. Yeah, see, you're just not far enough away. Okay, show me a yes. See, I can see my hand moving just a little bit. Okay. Show me bigger. Show me a no. Okay, so now that's going back and forth. So you can do it that way. Basically, you want to be in a companionship or a partnership with your pendulum and spirit. So that will work together. On the stones, so you put the pendulum in the middle, and then you ask it, who is, say you're looking for, well, most people would want to go for love and romance, right? So who is your ideal partner? So you put the pendulum in the middle, and then you ask, what sign is my ideal partner? And of course, you're going to watch where it's going, right? Okay, what else does it have on here? So it has the powerful, controlling. Oh, I see what it is. Okay, so you're looking at each of the signs, and then under that you have the positive, the most positive trait, and the negative trait. So if we are looking at Capricorn here, we have rigid, but we also have responsible, right? So let's go over here and look at our lovely little Pisces, because that's what we are. Where are you? Right there. Okay, so escapist. Oh, do I have a lovely, lovely daydreamy brain. And I am compassionate. Yes, yes, I agree with those, both of them. So, and yeah, getting out of my head. Dreamer, oh my god, yeah, I can come up with a zillion ideas. Making them actually play out in reality and walking through each step, that sometimes is the great difficulty. So, for rising sign, I'm a Scorpio. So they have powerful, but they also have controlling. And we have Sagittarius, that's philanthropic and moralistic. I really need to put on my glasses or bring them close when I'm doing stuff like this. And down here we have Taurus, so stubborn but stable. Gemini, we have scattered but adaptable. So they all have their things. And then down here we have the chakras, okay? And so that would be yep, which ones you need to work on, which ones you need to balance. That would be a great idea. Number chart. So depending on what you were looking for, so obviously we could do lottery numbers if you wanted. But you could look for specific dates, percentages, even if you wanted to look at temperatures. I don't know. I think I might go for the mailman. I mean, the mailman. Oh my goodness. The weatherman instead for that one. So yeah, that's that. And then on the back, it gives you ideas for cleaning your pendulum, choosing your pendulum, and how to interpret yes, no, maybe. But again, I suggest you work with spirit on that one and yourself and the stone. And we have, oh, this is cute. Okay, so you can put this on a map. So see how it has a star. So it has no, no, yes, and yes. And it says maybe, and try again, will not answer, and rephrase. It's pretty good. So one of the things that we seem to err the most on is it's how we're using our language. So we have to be really, really careful when we use the cards or the pendulum or actually anything with the divine, because depending on how you phrase it, the more fuzzy, the more gray area that you're dealing with in your answer. So sometimes you might get a false positive. I'm drinking coffee, man. I shouldn't be having any else. Anyhow, so these are the tricky parts of working with the pendulum. So that's why I suggest that whatever information you get with the pendulum, you then ask for confirmation or clarification from a different thing. So example, say you were asking about past life relationships or traumas or things or just who you were, right? So you're asking the pendulum and it's saying yes, no, right? So then what you want to do is say, okay, spirit, this is what I got. And just the same as you see me before I shuffle, I always pray. So I would pray before I started with the pendulum, saying only the absolute truth. Okay, so one of the beauty things about past lives is it really doesn't matter whether it was true or not. So if you ever get a regression, the important part is the releasement of the difficulty that life or that imagined life is giving you, that story, right? So to me, I'm actually learning hypnotism in one of my courses. And so it doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. It doesn't matter if it's real or not. What matters is that it is therapeutic in its effort. So, example, if we're trying to use it to quit smoking, so we're going to get in touch with the parts of us that don't want to give up smoking, so that is feeling their needs being met by doing that. So then you can talk to those different parts and rationalize and help them realize that they don't need to continue to do that to be able to still meet their needs. The same as if you are trying to step into your power or something and you keep self-sabotaging. You can talk to those different parts and actually give them a voice by doing a regression and calming yourself down to those lower levels of brain function, right? So our brain goes fast when we're conscious, and when we're sleeping, it's much smoother and slower, right? So by getting into that relaxed state, we allow things in our subconscious to come to light, and by using hypnotherapy, or in this case, we could say telling a story, it allows us to express the things that, a different part of us, whether it's our inner child or whatever, is afraid of or needs or is worried about, or is playing a function for us to keep us safe. Because that's basically what our brain does, is it is always trying to keep us safe. Sometimes it doesn't do a very good job, but that's because your conscious mind knows something that other part of your mind doesn't. So if you could step in and give them that knowledge and give them that reassurance, it allows you to step through. And so the pendulum is tapping into those same energies. So if you can move whatever it is that's holding you back, or maybe even find inspiration that pulls you forward, these are wonderful tools to tune into the divine with and who you are as a bigger thing. So because everything, basically, those nice iceberg pictures, and it shows you the teeny little iceberg above the water, and then there's this huge iceberg underneath the water. Yeah, that basically is our brain. So conscious mind, unconscious mind. And the way that I look at the conscious mind is it's like a flashlight, okay? And the unconscious mind, it's all there, but you're just focusing different points on it. And so when you focus on those different points, you can deal with that part of the mind, because most of what our mind does is completely unconscious. So yes, we can tune into our breath and therefore control our heart rate and even blood pressure to a certain point. But if you're more in tune with your body, then you can control more, because it's not a conscious function. So there's that in-between land where we can manipulate things so that we have a different outcome instead of just going on automatic pilot. So we are sitting at 23 minutes. So I think we're going to end here. I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know. And if you did, like it and share it, and don't forget to subscribe so you know when I post my next video. So hopefully by next Monday I will figure out how to go live so that we can do that together. So Mental Health Monday, and by next Thursday I'm hoping to introduce you to some other tools that I am creating. So have a wonderful week. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and sending love, light, and angel blessings to everybody. Take care. Bye.